Hey guys, Pitmaster here. I only got one lesson from UFC 193, which was an unbelievable card. I mean, there was like lesson after lesson after lesson that was learned. I mean, one of the lessons was just sticking to it. I mean, there's fights that just went back and forth, and the person that had the most, the most cardio and guts and stick to itness won the fight. I mean, there was some really close, brutal fights that went back and forth, and then one punch ended it, or just it was a war of attrition. So, I mean, that was one huge one. Another great lesson was the spinning back kick. I mean, there was a beautiful spinning back kick by the Moonwalker in the prelims. I think it was even on the fight pass, but it was a beautiful spinning back kick that just dropped the guy. I mean, spinning back kicks are here to stay, guys. So if you don't practice them, practice them. They're a very, very effective, brutal technique. I mean, how many knockouts have you seen? I mean, highlight reel knockouts in the UFC lately in spinning back kicks. They're beautiful, beautiful technique. Hard to counter. They're not like, you're not going to run into a right hand missing a spinning back kick. Usually when you miss a spinning back kick, you miss a spinning back kick. If you do it too wide, the guy might get your back. That's not good. But that doesn't happen very often, because most of the time when people see a spinning back kick coming, they want to just get out of the way. They don't try to come in for the body lock because they don't want to risk getting hit with it. It's a linear kick. So there was some good stuff learned. Ronda's knockout was brutal. I mean, we're going to talk about that in a sec. Joanna is just, she's a beast, and she's so talented, and she's so focused, and she's so precise, and her cardio is crazy. I mean, it was a beautiful fight to watch. Bigfoot's fight wasn't that great. There was some really good stuff. But there's one lesson. I got one lesson for UFC 193. Bushido. Keep your Bushido. Have Bushido. Don't lose your Bushido. If you lose your Bushido, you lose everything. You're just, even if you win, you're a loser. I mean, you're empty. It doesn't mean as much. The fans don't like you as much. They never will. Your camp won't like you. Your family won't even like you. Do not lose your Bushido. Don't lose your humbleness. Don't lose your respect. Don't lose your, those courtesy. Don't lose those things that Bushido stands for. I'm sure Ronda's a really nice person, but I don't know if it's all an act. But she seemed to lose her Bushido. I mean, people are trying to hug her after they get knocked out by her, and she just blows them off. She's just too good. She turns down autographs. She turns down, she just turns down interviews. She lost her Bushido. She won't shake hands. She hugged the girl after this fight, but I think it's because she didn't know where she was yet. She got knocked out bad. But all the fights she wins, she doesn't even bother shaking their hand. She's too good. That Bushido, she lost the Bushido, which she had. I'm sure she got it from her mom, a judo black belt and a martial artist for life. I'm sure she had the Bushido, which she passed along to Ronda. And I'm sure in the beginning of Ronda's career, she had it, but she lost it somewhere along the way. She became a movie star, and she became this and that, and she's making all this money, but she didn't have that anymore. People don't like that. People feel that, like with Chuck. Chuck never turned down an autograph in his life or a picture. He kept his Bushido. He had respect and honor and humbleness the whole career. And most fighters do. But it goes blank when you lose that Bushido. And the same thing could happen to you in life. You got to be mindful and be aware of the humbleness. Just realize, like, when you're just dealing with people in a restaurant, and it's the bartender, or it's the busboy, or somebody's picking up your luggage at the hotel. The person that can't really do anything for you. I'm not going to say lower than you, but they're your service people. Treat them with as much respect as you would if you met a famous movie star. I don't think Ronda was doing it anymore. She was treating everyone below her. And it seemed like she lost her Bushido. So when she lost, it was just that much more devastating. It was like, because then what do you have? You know, because you think you're so high up here, you know, and you're winning, and then it just feeds to that lack of Bushido or that whatever conceit or I don't know what it is. But then you just keep feeding on it. But then when you lose, what do you have left? I mean, you know, if you keep your humility, you stay humble, and you lose, you just get right back up. I mean, even a guy like Kimbo Slice, who seems so brash, you know, he kept his Bushido all the time. I mean, he was humble going into a fight, and he knew he could lose. He didn't, you know, he shook guys' hands, he hugged guys, he showed respect to his opponents. And when he got knocked out, he said, I got knocked out, I'll fight again, hopefully I'll win. And when he won, he would say, oh, I knocked this guy out. Maybe he could have knocked me out. You know, it seemed like Ronda lost that. She lost her Bushido. And when you lose your Bushido, not just in the UFC, but in life, you lose everything. Okay, guys? Keep your Bushido, and you'll be a happier person. Thanks for coming.